Archangels, ghosts, and Bigfoot. Oh my. It's just another night for Supernatural Girls. Real stories, real answers to life's biggest supernatural mysteries. And now for another exciting interview with paranormal experts from this world and others. Here's your host, paranormal researcher Patricia Baker, on the one, the only Supernatural Girls.
Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of Supernatural Girls. I'm your host, Patricia Baker. I'm here with my co-host, PK, and we've got a great show for you tonight. We have an incredible guest, and we're going to find out how to get our superpowers tonight, I'm hoping. 12 Strand. We need those powers. Yes, we have a wonderful guest, Ruslana I'm going to pronounce this right. Remennikova. What a beautiful name. And she's going to join us in just a few minutes. And we're going to talk about her brand new book and learn all these secrets of manifesting 12-stranded DNA. But before that, PK, I know you've been looking around in numbers and what's going on?
Well, let's put it this way. This is a 9 universal year. 9 deals with indigs and drama. We just had that, ready to get on the show, didn't we?
Yes.
What I always do didn't work. And I'm going, oh, okay, this is fine. But, But 9 is a humanitarian number. So you're going to find you're going to be drawn into doing things to help others or things that are going to affect large groups. We're watching that right now with the California fires and the things that are going on. Absolutely devastating. And 9 deals with indigs. Hopefully they can come up with a solution that they never have to go through something like this again, because it's not helping when they've got people out there with blowtorches trying to help them out the other way.
I know.
Absolutely disgusting.
That's terrible.
But as I said, it's a humanitarian number. So whatever we can do to help others in distress, God knows we've got a lot of people. We've got the North Carolina people that have gone through what we went through this summer. They're still living outside in tents. Now we've got the fire in California. So ironically, the color for the year 9 is red. And
my.
Seeing it and finding it everywhere. So it's a combination of looking at these things. So I thought if we just take a quick look at what the 9 represents, it's about endings, it's about closures, it's about weeding out what we no longer want in our life, whether it's people, places, or things. It's also about success, things that are long distance. Now, it could also be travel, sometimes covering things that you've never wanted to deal with before, but it also deals with war and conflict. So guns and energy. So January is starting over. So let's pray to God that these things are put aside and that we do better with what's going on. So that's what the 9 is about. We've have it all around us to take a good look at it. 9 is about the world at large. What can we do for others under these circumstances? Let's not tuck our heads and pretend it doesn't affect us, because it is. It's going to affect our shopping, anything we buy, anything we do. It's going to pour over us like lavender. I want to say not lavender, but lava coming out of a
volcano.
It's just, it's scary, because here we are going through this in California. Somebody's running around with a blowtorch, setting fires. Good God. Man's inhumanity to man. I'm afraid that's going to be more of that we want to see. But there'll also be the scale of balance. I pray that the right side is stronger than the negative side.
Yes. Well, let's pray for that. And also we have a new president who's going to be sworn in on Monday with a whole new agenda. Very excited about that. It's about time. And very supportive of us rebuilding our country after the last 4 years. So, yes, I think we've got a lot of good things to look forward to, but there's a lot of cleanup to be done.
That's the whole thing right there. We have to clean it up, put it aside so we can go forward.
Exactly.
Get the shovel, get it out, throw it out.
Well, you've been talking about that a lot, about letting go of old things. And
otherwise, we're not going to make it through this coming year in a positive way.
Right.
You can't keep dragging the negativity and expecting it to bloom into something, a beautiful rose. I'm tired of wilted flowers. We want something to grow, go forward, and give us the best there is.
Yeah, we're ready.
People are entitled to it. No need for gloom. We've had enough of that this last couple of years.
Yeah. No, the last 4 years have been difficult, and we are ready for exciting changes, very exciting changes. And there's a great team coming in, some very interesting people. And so I'm excited about it. And I know a lot of our listeners are too.
Yeah.
It's great.
And people aren't afraid to speak their truth right now. Instead of acting like it's just okay. No, it has to be okay.
Yeah, what a difference.
And when we listen to somebody say how great they were and what they've done, you want to, like the little kids do, put your hands like this and go, no. But it doesn't work.
That's right. Well, again, we have a terrific guest tonight. And before I introduce her, I just wanted to tell everybody to please make sure you follow us on Facebook, on our TikTok account at Supernatural Girls, Instagram, we're there as well. And we have our own YouTube channel, if you may be watching us on our YouTube channel right now. And you can find all of our shows there. So feel free to watch our show there or on Rumble. And please make sure that you keep helping us build up our channel as we go.
Oh, definitely.
And do more. We're going to do a lot of exciting things and some very different things this year for everybody. So it's going to be fun. We'll have some guests on doing free readings for everybody. And I know it's a difficult time, especially on the West Coast, to tune in because it's during the middle of the day. But we're going to have some guests that if you want a reading from them, it's worth tuning into. So we'll be back with a schedule on that. But now it's superpower time, and we have an incredible guest, Ruslana Remennikova. I said it. Okay. Beautiful woman with a beautiful name and amazingly in tune with all of these issues around our DNA. And she's going to explain it to us. Now, she holds a Bachelor of Science in Biology and Chemistry from Virginia Commonwealth University and a Master of Science in Chemistry and Clinical Science from the University of North Carolina at Wilmington. Additionally, she pursued business studies at Harvard Business School, and alongside her research career, Ruslana established an award-winning food truck and coffee shop. That sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm.
RVA, I like it. And Pulp on Lakeside in Lakeside, Virginia. In response to the COVID pandemic, she decided to close both businesses and focus on her writing career, leading to the creation of her first book. And she is a 3-time Ironman. Can you believe it? My God. Music artist, sound practitioner, and scientist. And her new book is on the screen right now. It is Activating Our 12-Stranded DNA, Secrets of the Dodecahedral DNA for Completing Our Human Evolution. We're ready. So, Ruslana, welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Hi, Patricia. Hi, PK. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure.
This is a very exciting topic. And why did you get interested in 12-stranded DNA?
Well, that is a story of its own. First of all, I wanted to see if you both would be interested in doing a grounding technique with me. And before I do that, I've got a playful friend that just came in as part of my animal wisdom. We have a playful boy.
Who is it? Let's see him.
He's a mountain dog, Mirko. He's being a little shy right now, but came in, and I actually need to get him out.
Oh,
outside so that I
That's
can
all
talk
right.
to
Do as you
you.
need.
He heard you speak, and he heard that 12-stranded DNA talk, and he wanted to come in.
that's
So
okay. He can stay unless you're just, you'd rather get him out, but we have no problem with him joining.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
I
we
deal with
love
kids all the
animals.
time. That's a dog.
We love them, love them, love them. So it's fine.
okay, well, if you're okay with it, then
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
great. All right. Oh, now he wants to be. You see, there he is.
Oh, hello, baby. Oh, what a face. Look at that face. Oh, my gosh.
He's got that look like you were going to ignore me.
Yeah, you can't ignore me. I won't allow that. Oh, he is so sweet. Oh, my gosh. He's wonderful.
Okay. I really apologize.
No,
No, it's all right, sweetheart. Don't worry about it.
no.
So I'm actually going to just give me 1 second. I'm
Sure.
going to get them out and
Yeah.
be right back.
Okay, no
Go
problem.
right ahead, my dear. Whatever makes you comfortable.
Yes. Isn't he a beautiful dog, huh?
Yes, he is.
Gorgeous.
Didn't you like the way I dressed up today?
You look like you're in a forest with that beautiful sweater on. I just love it.
Well, thank you. I feel like I'm in a forest
Oh,
facing down. Me
no.
and the mushrooms.
Breathing in all that forest air. I know, really, you look like you're in a pine forest. Beautiful.
It's been a crazy, crazy day.
Uh-oh. You have to tell me about that later. Gosh.
And I was so proud of myself to have everything out. And I just noticed there's something on the upper screen board. It says, turn off directions. Google Chrome has turned off. And I'll have to ask
Ask your guy. Yeah.
about it because it's on. And Chanel will probably tell me what to do if I should exit or not exit.
Yes,
And I don't know how it got on, whatever it is.
you're right. Okay.
Look
Are
very pretty, my
everybody
dear.
settled? You're okay
Yes.
now? Do you have
Yes.
one or two?
So
No.
there's two. We have a Dutch Shepherd, and he is a little over 12 months now. And then we have, his name is Frisco, and the second one is Mirko, who is a kind of a mountain beagle mix, and he is 7 years old.
Oh,
And Mirko in Serbian means peace,
ah,
and Frisco is Frisco. So Mirko is here to be his sage, his mentor, and friend.
Oh, well, you're blessed with
Sweet.
two beautiful souls. That's wonderful. Yes.
Thank you. I really, before we began, I was just appreciating the introduction, and I was thinking, being such powerful entities that we are, I was thinking we could get grounded, and everyone who is joining us can participate if they like. But I think it would be wonderful to send some intentions out into the world right now.
Certainly.
And kind of get attuned to the frequency of the planet in order to get expand that electrical field around us with intention.
great.
Would that be okay with you both?
Yeah. Love that. Our audience
Certainly.
would love it. It's a wonderful way to start the show.
Okay, awesome. Okay, let's begin by taking an inhale together. And if you'd like, you can close your eyes or keep them open or lower your gaze. Do what is comfortable and right by you. But as you're sitting, just relax, close your eyes, take a deep breath. We're going to connect with the cosmic breath. We are going to connect with the entity and the energy, both, of our creation. So begin by breathing, and we are going to call in our angels, our guardians, allies, and protectors, all ethereal and elemental beings, to be with us now. Imagine drawing roots from your tailbone into rich, fertile soil, Mother Earth. Breathing in. And letting go. Drawing in gratitude, grace, love, forgiveness, and peace. Breathing in. Letting go anger, rage, jealousy, fear. We are one in this moment. Keeping on the breath, staying connected with Mother Earth, just transmuting in this moment. In the best way you can, even if you don't understand what it means, imagine it, pretend it. It's real. And at this moment, we are going to send our love, our giving, our warmth and care to all at this time. Breathing it in and letting it go. Thank you so much, Mother Earth. Thank you so much, angels, guardians, allies, protectors, for being here, for watching over all of us and our loved ones. Please protect all of those in danger or need assistance and love and support at this time. Breathing in one last time. Release. And as you are ready, start to draw your awareness back to this space where we are all connected as one. Thank you.
Nice.
Were you playing music in the background? Because it sounded like there were harps and things.
Oh, you're connecting with me. I wasn't playing music back here, but I actually play harp, and I have harps.
That was
Yes, I actually have a beautiful painting in the next room of an angel playing a harp.
Okay, well then that's where it came from.
Good connection.
Yes, isn't that something? Huh? Wow. Well, again, this topic is very intriguing to both PK and I, because we feel that we're all ready, at least PK and I are ready anyways, to become more of who we really are meant to be. And PK is a fantastic numerologist. I'm always suggesting people go and have a session with her because she's so intuitive and she uses the numbers and funnels all this great energy and information with her training. But I know we've talked a lot about what can we take to the next step. Mm-hmm. And so this is perfect because we want to know how to do this. How do we activate these other strands that have been dormant, ignored, or whatever we've done to keep them so quiet? I mean, it is time. I think we're in the right age of the earth and the heavens above and everything else to really manifest this. So we want to know what to do, but maybe you could tell us, and our audience is going to want to know, what's the difference between our DNA activated where it is and where you're looking to take us?
So the story of the double helix, which I won't go long into, I think that this is part of the intersection where it's easy to kind of get absorbed in, where we think about our DNA as the twin helices, the double strands, because that's what we were exposed to.
Yeah, that's what we were.
That's what we were taught. That's what we were conditioned to. And that's what exists. It's reality. It's empirical. Well, what's interesting is that in our time, in our day, and in our age, what's exciting about DNA research, scientists are starting to realize that DNA isn't a static molecule. It changes shapes. It's able to exist in different forms. There is a scientist, one of the scientists who discovered that DNA is actually a four-stranded DNA, or it can exist as a four-stranded normal healthy cell from Imperial College. And I think it's really important to have the conversation is what's the difference between activated and non-activated? Well, in our language of understanding DNA overall, we've sort of deduced DNA as either being non-coding or protein. Of course, this is the epitome of our dualistic way of thinking about anything in life. But I believe that this understanding is sort of limited and has caused so much of our resistance in exploring, going to the next step, going to the next level of considering the DNA molecule as much more complex. So I wanted to start there first.
So first of all, what you're saying, it is not static. This is something that is malleable, that changes into other forms. So that's good to know. We like that we can exist and change all of this if we want to. It just becomes how.
Exactly. And DNA, it's really important to understand that what we know about DNA is that there is it's surrounded by a water shell. Our knowledge about water is becoming more and more exciting. We are starting to realize that water has so much more capabilities than we ever thought. This is so instrumental, first of all, to understand that water is as equally important to our DNA as it is alone, as its own entity. So water has a dynamic and critical role in actually assisting the capabilities of DNA. Water is the reason why and how Rosalind Franklin discovered the shape, the form of DNA in the 50s, because water, she was able to titrate, which means you take a known concentration of a chemical and you keep diluting it to get to a smaller concentration of it. That's what titration means. And so when Rosalind Franklin understood that water actually surrounds the double helix, because water is attached with the phosphate groups of the double helix. So water, just beyond the origin story of water, we know that water is actually instrumental to DNA in many ways. Not to go too much down a rabbit loop, but this is also critical in understanding and considering DNA as more of a dodecahedral model. That term's kind of big, but it was introduced to us over 2,000 years ago by Plato. He introduced the 5 Platonic solids. And in my book, I explore DNA as a dodecahedral model, which is consistent with the term 12-stranded DNA.
Okay, so that's where that comes from. Mm-hmm. And also, we've had a lot of people on the show talk about water and that it is electromagnetic, it is programmable. There's a lot of aspects to water that are very mystical and very powerful that we have yet to understand. But so how then, I don't mean to talk over this in terms of your story of how this came to be, but how then is this 12-stranded DNA involved, and how do we get to it? How do we make it happen?
Well, I believe that in the future, as we progress our understanding of what DNA is, and as we continue, I believe that we are going to explore more of our non-coding DNA, and we're going to find that a lot of the mysteries are actually contained in our non-coding DNA, which consists of over 95 to 97% of our genome. Back in the 80s, when Susumu Ono dubbed the non-coding DNA as junk DNA, it put in a huge threshold on scientists continuing to learn about non-coding DNA. Scientists didn't want to learn about DNA because they called it junk DNA. But as we are starting to learn more about the junk DNA, it turns out that the non-coding DNA actually has a lot of significant value in storing information and how we're able to evolve and how we're able to continue understanding our potential as ethereal and physical beings.
Yeah, because it seems like we've been locked into not only a 12-strand DNA, just a double helix model of DNA, but we've been locked into a lot of things. We've been locked into a way of relating to ourselves. We have this conversation that goes on in our head endlessly. It seems to just keep things in place. So exploration beyond that double helix, I would imagine, is going to take another point of attention. I just want to share one quick story. They did a study on what women think about and what men think about. I don't remember what the men think about, but the women all would think about conversations that they've had. So conversations we've had, and we just go over them in our head, run them around in our head. And that is typical. And they were saying, now there is no man on the face of the earth that's going to do that. So, but when you think about, and I forget what it was men think about, but the issue is it's kind of like running on a hamster wheel. So it's running the same programs, whether it's has anything to do with the double helix or anything that we think of as a stagnant situation. So I think of having to break some of those patterns to allow, this is how I think anyways, this other DNA we have yet to manifest in our lives to come to fruition. We've got to make changes in some very basic levels, right?
Absolutely. So it's going to be it begins with a spiritual evolution. We have to change the way we think. That's where it starts. We have to consider that our ideologies and our belief systems are the magnets to how it's going to change our physiology and our chemistry with the world that surrounds us. When I am so attracted to numbers. Numbers are the poetry to how we connect with the universe. I did a very deep research, extensive study with Greek gematria. I had a Pythagorean mentor, and I found so much value in how we are able to understand more decoded messages through gematria, which is how the Pythagoreans related to the world. Mm-hmm. That is the world, geometry and symmetry. But in my book, I learned about this gematria and how we can look at numbers and equate them from words and find that numbers that have similar values, actually the meaning behind these words are actually related to each other. So for example, this is a very hyperbolic example, but it always catches attention. If you take like Adolf Hitler's name and you take his Greek gematria of it, you get the number 1920. Well, 1920 was the year that he established the Nazi platform. That's a very radical example, but there are other ones in the book that I go over. But at the very end, I introduce gematria meditations where I incorporate the dodecahedron DNA into statements and ideas that the evolution into becoming the dodecahedron or the 12-stranded DNA is actually more of a spiritual, it begins with a spiritual trigger.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree with you. We, as human beings, we want to concretize. We want to manifest. We are the pinpoints of manifestation, but we straddle the line with creation. We want to bring our spiritual powers into this. We operate by spirituality. So before we can become, we have to accept the fact that the desire and the will first. So it does begin with streamlining the want
Yes,
first.
I would think that would make a big difference. So the focus has to be clear, and I would think that things have to come to a point of energy mixing together, like, the heart math people say that you have to come from the heart, and then that has to join with the head and all of that. But I have a question, because a lot of people have talked about alien DNA. And is that something that you've considered and addressed? Is that we're part alien? I mean, everybody who's in this field pretty much knows about the conversations around the fact that we've been created by extraterrestrials. And so there are things about ourselves we still don't understand. And this could be one of them, that part of our DNA, the alien DNA, is somehow locked away. But now it's nice to know it's somehow within our reach. So we might be able to experience these larger forms of consciousness and not being locked in as we've been to just this reality.
Absolutely. I do believe that our DNA is cosmic and that we are not operating as human beings. That cosmic ability to communicate with different dimensions is a facet of the cosmic DNA. It doesn't follow any sort of human law or construct that we've developed. The laws of cosmology is constantly informing the body, I believe, through frequency. And I smile because in my experiences, I know that I am in contact as well with different life forms outside of this planet. And actually in my book, I have a picture of one that appeared itself in front of me when I was in Arizona. We were in Lower Antelope Canyon, and I have a picture of an orb that presented itself to me. And I when I saw that picture, I understood that entity wanted to be seen because I was open to it. I believed in it. I knew that we were already one. But I do believe that entity wanted to be a part of this experience, because this book is sort of a transitionary book into the next phase of what we understand as being human. In so many different keys, the DNA, the water, sound, angelic, cosmic communication. It wanted to have a part in this particular story.
Yeah, it is the story, I think, isn't it? It really is, because we are told we have to lock in only to this reality and human beings. But as we all know, and our audience is well aware of this, that's not the truth. The truth is that we're more expansive than that. And so I guess my next question, everybody says, well, everybody's psychic. Well, I don't quite believe that. I think some people come from a lineage that allows those contacts more frequently, more profoundly. Like I know, PK, you come from a lineage where you have high levels of intuition in your family, similar to mine in other ways. And so, yeah, I think some people it comes more naturally, and other people, I don't know. It's like It may or may not. But yeah, I would imagine we may all have access, or maybe some of us are limited and we'll only have the double helix thing going on. What do you think about that?
I think that we can get to a point where we begin to open up our capabilities for each person, because it's in our DNA. Part of that capability is already in our cosmic DNA. And I understand that there are lots of blockages because of trauma, because of grief, maybe also just not believing, not being aware enough. I think that there are modalities in how we can clear out some space to activate the information and the memories of these capabilities. For example, I think that sound healing has a very effective way to reach meta. We can attune our bodies to the frequency of the planet and the frequency of the cosmos at once. I've seen this happen, not just with me, but with others. There is a total release of an awakening that happens through frequency. That's my experience of it. And that's my primary focus, is through sound.
Now, there's a lot going on with sound right now, with vibration machines, in terms of, you listen to these certain frequencies. And of course, Rife has been around for a long, long time. But it seems like there's more powerful technology involved. I was just listening to some things that were on the internet, and I was really struck by the power of these particular tones they were using. It seemed bigger and better than anything that I've experienced before. And I used to work with Robert Monroe and his whole system many years ago, binaural beats. He was the first one to bring that around. And his stuff was pretty powerful, but this is taking it to many levels ahead. So that can activate this, is what you're saying. If we have internal room for it, it will activate it.
It will take, it does activate a person, because sound is the frequency that is emitted from the vibrations from sound. It's a modality that impacts water. And again, water is what surrounds our DNA, and it stimulates DNA. Mm-hmm. It's so clever how we are created. There is a medium that actually is so intelligent that it stores memory. It's able to have a consciousness of its own while it's stimulating this molecule that is inherent to all of our life. It's just amazing to me. But yeah. But with sound, I do believe that not only is sound an effective physiological, it's able to impact us physiologically, but it's also able to help get us into it's able to help us get into a dreamlike state, which is where our healing can truly begin. It's where we are able to access our spiritual waters and start to reset and create positive relationships with memories that are traumatic.
So we can release trauma, we can expand our consciousness, create more of what we want in our lives. So those are three very big positives with reaching out into these other strands of DNA. And what else? What else is possible with this?
So with my book, I cover a number of different topics. It's meant to be a marker to exploring new modalities. For instance, I mentioned gematria. Gematria is significant because it's how we're able to understand numbers in a different way. Geometry is also going to be not just significant by means of sacred geometry, which is, as I believe, as we know, sacred geometry isn't just about the shapes that we see online. It's how we're able to relate with natural forms of life around us. That's what sacred geometry means. But I believe for the Platonic solids, for instance, I believe that we're going to be able to use it in different industries and physics, in quantum understanding. I think that this is going to help enable our access to the fourth dimension, which is the next step to understanding our DNA as a more complex molecule.
What significance does that have on healing?
Can you ask this question?
Yeah, if people are able to get beyond the double helix and start reaching out and coming from this new DNA that we are able to experience if we want to now, what would be the effect? I would think it'd be pretty powerful, because there's so many people with chronic illnesses. There's so many people that have had ill effects from the COVID shot and other things going on in their lives. I wonder if part of this is also to enable faster healing from some of these complex situations that really doctors don't have answers to.
Absolutely. I do believe that what this is enabling is our ability to expand our understanding about life. It's enabling us to understand our psychic potential. It's enabling us to love more deeply. It's enabling us to become the next human, where we are able to communicate telepathically, understand the next step, be more connected with the dream world so that we can see the future. I do believe we have the capabilities to heal ourselves. But it starts with our spiritual essence. We have to believe first. We have to direct. We have to take ownership of the energy and the immense energy that we carry within. That's why when I first started, I wanted to redirect our energy into our country right now, into the world, because we're able to make those changes. We have the capabilities to be non-local, or at least impact others non-locally. That's how we're able to communicate with other beings, extraterrestrial beings, and receive as well. Non-local and healing remotely is not a new concept.
Right. It isn't. Yeah.
Remote healing has been accepted and verified by the NIH in the 90s. This isn't new, or it wasn't. It's around. It's real. So in the same, it's not as on the surface, and it's sort of hidden for the reasons that we understand about pharmaceutical power and the mafia that exists in medicine. But I do see that there is a pivot taking place with sound, and I think that pivot is also accompanied by the spiritual awakening that's happening. All of this is the backbone, the skeleton to this is all spiritually related. So in the same way, we can take ownership of our bodies, of the way we feel. When I'm not feeling my greatest, I have those days. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling scared. Taking a moment to sit, slowing down and breathing, changing not only the narrative, but my thought patterns, is my will, my desire. It changes my body. It changes not just in that moment, but the path, the trajectory of where I'm going to be the next day.
Exactly. I mean, I think we get consumed by what I call minor thoughts. And these minor thoughts that jump all over the place, and as they found in the study, just reiterate old conversations. And for women, and probably for some men somewhere, but it is so unnecessary and it's a waste of energy. So part of what I tell my clients is when you notice you're doing that, you could say, why am I having these minor thoughts? And then bring yourself back to what do you really want to be thinking about? Because there's only so much energy and you're wasting it on these minor thoughts. So that, as you mentioned, redirection. You want to redirect yourself, all of your energy, your consciousness, etc., to something that's going to be more enlightening, more profitable, more enjoyable. We get so caught up in the minutia of life, and it really wears us down.
There was a moment, I'll tell you a quick story, but it highlights, it's analogous to this. When I was doing Ironman Lake Placid, that was the most scary experience of my life.
Wow.
There was this part called the Keene Descent, where you go down a mountain about 6 miles down. And even if you're braking with your bicycle, you're still going about 50 miles an hour.
Oh my God.
And there is a sign for those big semi trucks that say, slow down or be careful. So as I'm going to the, down, as I'm at the peak of the mountain, the sky has so much charcoal clouds. I knew that there was a terrible storm coming, and I saw the lightning. And then I thought, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to experience something right now. So I'm going down, I'm braking, there's hail coming down, water, it's very slippery. When I get down to the Keene Descent in the valley, it's 40 degrees down there, and I'm wet. I'm cold. I'm already seeing people on the side of other cyclists because it's the race. And I didn't know this until the end, but quite a few had tapped out because they had hypothermia, right? But in that moment when I was cold and scared and not knowing what to do, I thought, how am I going to get through this? At that moment, I decided that nothing else exists. I didn't care about my bills. I didn't care about any minor or significant issue. I thought about what meant the most to me, which is love, which is my family, which is the belief in me, which is trust that I'm there. And I manifested love in my heart, and I visualized my heart beating hot plasma into my body. And that's how I warmed myself up, is by doing that, by thinking that. And I could feel the energy just oozing out of me. And I did it with a smile on my face. That story is in my book, and some other quirky stories, how I forgot my socks and I ran the marathon portion of that. but that's just to kind of give an analogous story of how we're able to change our the way we feel and the way that we can perceive and enjoy the world and feel alive with the time that we have on this planet until the next one, right? But at least we're here, even if we don't get to our 12 strands in this lifetime or feel that we have accomplished that, at least we have gotten to a point where we have advanced on some level. And that advancement just begins with belief, with believing that we can be the best version of ourselves, which is happy, which is feeling alive, which is being healthy. And
also, don't you think it's being free of limits? Because you hit that point in this incredible competition that I can't even imagine doing. Can you imagine this competition, Miss PK? I cannot.
Not at all. I'm going, oh,
You went beyond the human limit when you were competing and you were going down this mountain and your life might be in danger because of oncoming trucks and you're freezing, and yet you were able to all of a sudden manifest this internal heat so that you didn't freeze to death in this change of temperature. I mean, that's going beyond the limits
definitely
of our reality here. And I think that's probably one of the biggest gifts of expanding into the 12-strand DNA, is that you're no longer bound by the rules of this reality. What do you think?
Yes, that's the essence of what I wanted to share about, is that we can continue beyond what we originally thought we couldn't. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, well, that's very powerful. Because it really speaks to, on so many different levels, things that we can do. That, I mean, you manifested that amazing experience that you'll carry with you forever, where you went beyond the rules of this reality. And so that's what is just waiting for all of us to catch up to. It's like, we need to catch up.
Knowing that you have that gift now, you're going to be able to use it when you least expect yourself to have that extra energy to step forward.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a dart to my heart right now. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome.
Yeah.
You can feel it very strongly around you.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to make me cry. Happy tears. It's amazing. This
supposed to be happy.
Yes. No, this is just wonderful. And we're so glad that you're with us tonight to share these very intimate moments in your life when you reach beyond. And you're encouraging all of us to find that place.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And you know what else I picked up on when you're talking is you felt really safe when you were doing that. Really
safe. Glowing when she was talking about aspects of it.
Yeah, you were facing danger, possibly life-threatening danger, but somehow you were feeling safe. You knew you were going to be safe. You were fine.
I knew that the destination is going to be something much more expansive than what I thought is the finish line. It tested my spiritual and physical capabilities in the same way that I'm encouraging us all to experiment, not just go out and just get it done, but just experiment. You know, what could it be like if I, in a tough situation, if I'm not feeling my best, if I just thought of or decided to try to manifest something different in my body? What if I tried to feel something else? I think that is significant in so many ways. I know it's easier said than done, but honestly, those tough moments are the gifts that we're able to test our human capabilities.
And that's when we find out we're made of 12 strands. Right?
Yeah, exactly we all have it. I believe we all have it. We already have it.
That's encouraging to everybody in our audience tonight. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, so we've got to wrap. I know this has been so much fun. And again, everybody, this is a great book. And there it is, Activating Our 12-Stranded DNA by Ruslana. And it is worth getting so that you can get on the 12-stranded DNA train and see what you can create and not be bound by the rules of this reality. So thank you, Ruslana. This has been a pleasure.
It was a delight, dear.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, PK. It's such an honor to talk with you and to share in your energy. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And we'll be back next week, everybody, with another great show. Until then, we'll see you on the Blue Highway. Good night.
Good night.